This wrestling episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. We are Nerd Corp Wrestling.
What up, everybody, and welcome to our WWE Backlash 2023 pay-per-view review. Excuse me, premium live events.
Right.
Oh, get it right.
My name is Eddie Lyon, and all hail Sabio Vega.
Sabio Vega is ready for anything.
With me, as always, is Derek Reese.
All right in the box. It's all right.
Is that right? And the mouth from the south, Mercen.
Know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican mommy.
I was like, shit, we got Jimmy Hart up in here?
No, he's the mouth of the south.
Yeah.
He's the mouth from the south.
Know what I'm saying? Land of the South, baby.
For those of you that are new, we review pay-per-views or premium live events, and we rate each match on a scale from 1 to 5 stars, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. We talk about our winners, our expectations, what we liked, what we didn't like, and we rate the premium live event as a whole. So, without further ado, let's get going.
Let's go.
First match of the night was Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. My prediction was Bianca.
As was mine.
And mine.
Bianca ended up winning. This match came out a lot better than I was expecting it to.
Yeah. They came pretty hot right out the box.
Yeah.
Right out the gate.
Right out
your box.
I was still thinking of my intro.
It was surprisingly better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
The crowd was really into Io.
The crowd was into the whole shit. Like, they made a lot of this premium live event liver than it would have been.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought it would be a fine match. I just thought it would be really, standard, run of the mill,
Right.
middle of the road, just kind of, all right.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting. But they actually came out there and did some shit.
It was really
It made Io look like a contender.
Yeah, that was one of my big concerns, like, going into it, was that if Io was going to be damage control Io, or if she was going to be Io Shirai. Like,
yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm excited going forward to see what they do. Because, they gave her a really good leg up on, a good jumping point.
Yeah.
yeah, no, they really did. A lot of the highlights were pretty good, too. Like, Io did a lot of focusing on Bianca's arm. Mm-hmm. So she did that, like, top rope stomp on her arm. And
Even how they started the match off, just kind of showing off the athletic skills.
I
think that played well to the crowd. Mm-hmm. As they're used to seeing shit like that all the time.
Right. With the whole, like, lucha being the Latin style.
That's their thing. And I feel like they did a good job of showcasing those skills.
Definitely.
To get the crowd into the match more.
Yeah. It was just crazy to see Bianca getting booed.
That was so weird.
Never heard her get booed.
Yeah.
No.
Ever. Like, not once. I might have, heard her not get reactions in a match that was maybe, not kind of dull, but getting booed was different.
Strange.
It was something
weird.
else for sure.
But like I've said many times, it's been getting dull for her, and they got to do something different. And I don't know if they're gonna pick up on that or not, but I hope somebody sees something and understands that we need to do something to boost her heat.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure part of it too was just the fact that Io is more of a high flyer, more of an acrobatic style that and so I think people, like the people in Puerto Rico, really connected with that more than they would with Bianca's.
Right.
Understandable, for sure.
But yeah, no, like I think it would be dope, like Eddie and I, like we've talked about before, having Bianca go heel
Yeah, and Mercen and I have talked about it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's would be the best move for her career at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And if not, then she needs a deep storyline.
Yeah, I mean, at least it would be fun for her because I'm sure it's getting kind of, stale for her too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
On her end.
I kind of feel like it is. I seen her promo she did on SmackDown, and it was just kind of like, it didn't really hit on nothing. It was just kind of there. She did it, and she said the same shit she always says.
Well,
and
I mean,
that was it.
Like, it's not like they really did any sort of deep storytelling in the lead up to it. Either,
right, exactly. Yeah,
it was just like, all right. And that's another reason I thought it was going to be, just an average, boring
kind of
match.
whatever.
There was really no story build up.
No, there was no emotional
investment
thrust to it. Yeah.
No, it was a great match. I mean,
it turned out to be great. Yeah,
we had that roll up stomp from EO.
Yeah,
the Bianca tilt-a-whirl Rana reversal into a backbreaker.
That was nice.
The
one hand gorilla press slam with that hurt
arm. That was really cool.
That was
I liked
nasty.
That a lot.
She should
dropped EO right on her face.
Oh man, that was crazy.
That top rope Hurricane Rana that was reversed into a sit down power bomb.
Yeah,
I mean there were tons of good spots, and none of it was botchy. None of it was slow, or there were no like pacing issues or anything like that.
It was pretty crispy.
I think it was a solid match to start the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Absolutely, better than I expected. For sure.
So, what do you guys rate? 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best.
I don't know. I mean, like I would rate it a 4, but again, like there was no
investment.
There was no emotional investment. So
had there been, I think it might get a higher rating.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 3.5 just based on the merits of the match itself.
Okay, Mercen?
I'll say 3.75.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would, that's because it like the same point Derek made. No build up to it, and for there not to be build up to it, they did a great job. But that adds some more elements to me that makes matches better.
Right,
and
no, I agree.
They didn't have that. And
and I mean that's also like, I mean, not only for the match itself was that why I gave it a little bit of a lower rating, but also because of the fact that there was really no context, no story to it.
Right.
That also led to, I mean, let alone the fact that, it was EO who's not been given any sort of shine.
Right.
I mean, so there were a few things leading to this, but like just the absolutely 100% predictability of the outcome.
Yeah. Like we all knew
Yeah.
Bianca wasn't losing that Backlash.
Yeah, there's no one. I don't think there's anyone that really thought that Bianca would come away with the L.
Big facts.
Right. Yeah. No, none of us thought that at all. Yeah. I agree with Mercen. 3.75. Just for all the reasons that you guys said. No emotional investment, but the match was solid, and yeah.
Hell yeah.
Next match is Seth Rollins versus Omos. But before we get into that match, there was a promo spot where Rey Mysterio goes to visit Bad Bunny in his locker room, and he comes out with an extra special guest in Savio Vega.
Yeah. Savio Vega!
I mean, holy shit.
I gotta say his name like that.
Yeah.
That's the only proper way to do it.
One of a GOAT. He's a legend in like out of the, Latin community of wrestlers.
Yeah, man.
He even gave him a little Puerto Rican themed kendo stick.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, he had
nice.
a little
cool
kendo stick with the Puerto Rican flag on it. But on to the Seth Rollins and Omos match. My prediction was that Omos was going to win.
Same. Omos.
Mine was not. There's no come on.
Hey,
They're not giving it to Omos. Come on.
The way that we saw it was that there was nothing that was going to derail Rollins if he had lost.
Exactly. He wasn't losing anything by losing to Omos.
I mean, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that logic. At the same time, they keep. I don't know. It's weird because they keep trying to bill Omos as this Nigerian giant and da-da-da-da-da. They don't ever. Man, they're basically turning him into the men's version of, any number of other wrestlers, but in particular, I'm thinking of what's her bucket, Hart, Natalia.
I would have said more Tamina.
I mean, true.
Right.
True. I just mean in the fact that they're not going to ever let her win a fucking thing.
Right.
And at least, not in the last 10, 15 years.
Well, right. But like with Natalia, she's more than deserving of winning something, right?
True.
And Omos is just kind of there.
Yeah. I mean, he's there.
He's just a big giant. WWE loves giants, and
he's there. He's green as fuck. Still, like they're not gonna let him win. Like even if it's not gonna necessarily hurt Seth, I don't think that anyone backstage has any faith that he's ready to start winning. And because if he does start winning, they're gonna start having to push him because you can't not push a guy who's that big who's winning. You can't.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, that's the whole point is for him to win and to get pushed.
Well, yeah, but he's not ready for it.
And I don't know. There's just not enough there to care to me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like, he chokeslammed Seth Rollins on the apron.
Right.
Cool. All right. But other than that, it's like the same moves. Mm-hmm. There's nothing different. Like he does the same shit every other giant do.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up by your fucking throat, with both of my hands and slam you on the ground as hard as I can. Like I've seen that a million times. If you want him to succeed and you want him to get some real heat, you got to add some elements to his game. And Eddie made a great point when we were discussing Omos a couple days ago about actually showing more of him doing real heel shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you want him to bill as a heel, make him do heel shit.
Yeah.
Like, because here's the thing. Scowling is not a personality.
No.
It's fucking not.
No,
it's not
at all. You can get out there and fucking put your hands up in the air and yell and
you need to give him an actual personality.
Right.
You need to have him actually filling out this character. Mm-hmm. And like they don't let him talk, they don't let him do really anything other than just I'm mad.
I mean, fucking Braun Strowman was overturning ambulances and knocking over light terraces and you know what I mean, like heel shit.
And that made you be like, oh shit, like this is a monster motherfucking heel that is you should be scared of.
Yeah, like you want me to take him serious? Fucking let him brutalize people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a monster heel is supposed to.
Because like that's one of the things that doesn't sell me on Omos is the fact that he doesn't brutalize anybody.
No.
Mm-hmm.
He beats them.
Yeah.
And he squashes them in matches, but he never beats the shit out of anybody.
And he don't have no significant wins.
No.
Right.
It's only like they'll bring him out there on fucking Raw for 3 minutes and let him choke slam the shit out of somebody and stomp on their head, and then that's it.
Right.
See, and while I understand it, and while I don't disagree that it might be necessary, I think it's a bit of a misstep to have MVP be his mouthpiece, because MVP is the one taking the heat. So he's
right.
Heat that Omos could be getting is instead being put on MVP.
Yeah.
So you're not getting the heat where it needs to be.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. It's drawing attention. Like you should be drawing attention to Omos.
Yeah.
Right.
And MVP
not from him.
And MVP's got natural charisma and shit, and he's taking that shit away from Omos. And that's not good if you trying to push him and get him more heat.
Yeah, and with the promos that MVP's cutting, even the promos themselves are, any time that they're setting up a match, it's not about Omos having beef with someone.
Yep.
It's MVP having beef with someone.
Yep.
Right.
You're right. That's how they set it up every time. That's how they started.
So, how the fuck are you going to have him come, head to head in something that we care about because he cares about it? Because he doesn't. He's just there doing MVP's bidding.
Right,
yep.
which leads back to my point. Like, if that's going to be the case, if that's how they want to do things, make Omos do monster heel shit.
Yeah.
Like, sick the monster onto the people you've got.
MVP should be like, get him, and he should go fucking crazy.
Fucking throw him into a table.
Toss somebody in a dumpster or something. Like, something stupid like that.
Yeah, like, no, you're like, I completely agree, Derek, because... Yeah, at this point, it's just MVP and his dude.
Yeah.
This reminds me of like Reverend Devon and Batista.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that bullshit.
Remember, fucking like Batista. I couldn't tell you a good Deacon Batista moment.
Right.
No, who the fuck remembers?
Yeah,
that?
Like nobody remembers that shit.
Right.
No,
and this is exactly what I'm seeing.
And to compare or rather contrast MVP and Omos to, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, Paul Heyman is there to be the mouthpiece for Brock and Brock's beefs. It's not Paul Heyman's beefs.
Right.
And on top of that, like you were saying, Eddie, Brock's out there fucking going apeshit and brutalizing people.
Fucking boys up. And it makes it believable.
Exactly. Like it makes it so much more interesting, and like as much as I
invested.
At times have just been so bored of Brock Lesnar's, stuff. I mean, he's a lot better now, but there's such a huge difference between MVP and Omos and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar and their dynamics.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Seth Rollins, top rope stomp.
Yeah, I mean that was the moment of the match.
Yeah,
I mean that was
really the only moment for me.
That was really the only highlight. Honestly,
was.
That and Omos kicking out at one after a frog splash.
Yeah,
but
that was
I don't know.
I mean, even that's standard big guy stuff.
Yeah, that's normal.
I mean, how many times has Braun Strowman done shit like that?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Match for me was a 3.
Yeah.
It was a standard match. It was better than I was expecting it to be, but it was still like a David Goliath, standard wrestling
I think
match.
3 is, that's a perfect rating, actually.
Same.
Next match is Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed for the United States title. My expectation was for Bronson Reed. I think that was you guys'
we all picked Bronson Reed.
I mean, that's the only reason for this match to bother existing.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then they didn't give it to us.
And it didn't even happen.
Give a fuck about Austin Theory. I mean, Bobby Lashley is cool. His promo game is kind of weak. But
it's better than it was.
He does cool shit in the ring, and it makes it look good, and he's athletic.
Yeah.
He's quick, and that's cool. He's super strong. He could do all them cool, like, super strong moves and shit.
Right.
Like, all that is cool. But him chasing the U.S. title is kind of old to me, and I'm just like, he needs something else to move on to that's deeper, and that'll give him maybe some opportunities to do some better promos.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
In my opinion.
And like an actual decent rivalry, because I'm sorry, Austin Theory is just not like,
he's not credible enough.
No, it's just he's not believable. It's just I said it before, when he starts talking tough, it just sounds forced.
Yeah.
It just sounds like you trying to be the tough guy.
Yeah.
And it don't work.
It just sounds like he's got little man syndrome.
Yeah. You just
like some dude that's never been in a fight.
Yeah.
Like just
he's
spouting off at the mouth.
He's a chihuahua.
Yeah, it's just barking, and it's like the bite is very, very minimal.
Yeah, all that talk and don't do shit.
Right.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. They it seems like the WWE's really trying to push him, and I just don't.
You know,
I don't
even
get it.
necessarily mind them pushing him, but they need to do some major repackaging. They need to fix up that character work.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I agree with that 100%.
I mean, he's got the physique and he's a good wrestler. Like he's not a bad wrestler.
He's not bad in the ring at all. I mean, I don't like his finishing move. I think his finishing move
I think it's
ass.
Corny ass.
But it's just it's like you said, Derek, they need to reevaluate how they're presenting him.
Yeah.
And I think if they do that, then maybe he can get some steam rolling. But I just feel like it's just they're trying so hard to get him over.
Right.
And it's just not working.
And please drop that scraggly, patchy ass beard.
Right?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Motherfucker's got a beard like me. Fucking thin and wispy, bro. It's crazy. I mean, there were some dope highlights. I mean, Bronson Reed really stole this show.
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
Bronson Reed was the highlight to me. I honestly, that's a big son bitch, man, and he can move.
Yep.
And he's athletic. Mm-hmm. Like he did that moonsault clean.
Right.
Right.
It's like that's fucking crazy. You know?
Flashing onto Bobby's head.
Oh man.
And I
feel bad for Bobby's head.
And Bronson winning was the only way to make this match and its existence make sense.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, Austin Theory's been sitting there with the title, doing nothing interesting with it.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley chased the title, won the title, and has been chasing it ever since he lost it. And it's been like over a year now.
Yeah, man.
Like it's been a while.
And
yeah, man.
So that's really sad for his character is at this point. Like,
yeah, man.
He
chasing that shit like tail in Puerto Rico, man.
He needs to chase a different belt, have a good rivalry, and move on.
Yeah,
and so like Bronson winning this is really what should have happened.
That's the only thing that would have made me give a fuck.
Well, and I wonder if that's what maybe the original plan was, and then plans changed for one reason or another.
God, I hope not. That would
be lame as hell if that was the case.
I'm even more mad that this match existed if that wasn't the plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This match gets a 3 from me as well.
Yeah. 3. Average.
We talked about
who really
it.
cares?
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Before we go into the second part of the night, since you are listening on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. We want to get to as many nerdy ears as possible, and that is the best way to do that. We've got merch. Go to redbubble.com, search the Nerd Corporation, and get any of our designs on some cool shit. We have a Reddit, r/Nerd Corp podcast. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us we're great. Tell us we suck. Just come talk to us. Cole remains undefeated. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/Nerd Corp podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/Nerd Corp podcast. We want to have the best loot, give you the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So, next match of the night was Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship. My expectation was Rhea Ripley.
Yep. Yeah. We all picked Rhea Ripley.
And she did end up winning. This match was really cool because before this match happened, we all were talking about how Zelina Vega needs to come out looking really strong.
Yeah.
How she needs to come out and look really good, because this being her first babyface role, she needs to be believable. She needs to be a hero. She needs to be something that people can believe in.
Yeah.
And who better to do that against than Rhea Ripley?
Absolutely.
Right. Rhea Ripley, women or men, she is one of the top heels in the WWE right now.
100%.
I mean, she'll make you hate her. She'll make you like feel sorry for whoever she's beating. Like
she wears that shit, bro. Like she wears that shit, and she'll comes
make
out
you want
there
her as your mommy.
She'll make you wonder.
Them cheeks be cheeking every time.
I mean, and they both delivered, like,
absolutely,
completely. Zelina came out in this awesome Puerto Rican head to toe, like, bat suit, pretty much.
Well, yeah.
Fire.
So like she had her bodysuit, and then she had
like a cape,
that had
Puerto Rican
just
flag.
holes in it for her arms to come through, and then rods that she could hold up. And so the flag was just full behind her. It was so
they had her looking
bad
like Puerto Rican Wonder Woman, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit was lit. Like it
was sick.
That's the way you market this shit. Like and shout out to WWE for their marketing strategy going into this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is the best marketing I've personally seen from them in a long time.
Yeah.
Just to make a pay-per-view that probably most people don't really care about that much.
Right.
And to make it actually fun and exciting and make things that probably could happen on Raw or SmackDown more important.
Yeah.
They did a good job with that. And you got to shout out to them for the machine.
Yeah. This match was, without the like significance or the story behind it, this match really didn't have much to it. You know what I mean?
No, it was more emotion.
Well,
driven.
I mean there wasn't storyline wise, there wasn't much leading into it, but there was still a lot to it because of the connection to the place that they were at.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
And so it was still a very emotional, and my God, dude, like it was so, this actually kind of concerned me a little bit. But when Zelina came out and got into the ring and the entire crowd was just going ape shit.
Waterworks came.
Yeah. And she was visibly
overcome with
emotional.
the emotion.
She was. And I mean, Zelina, I know she's newer. She has gone through. I mean, she's improved, but she tends to have botches.
Yeah,
like,
she does.
She tends to be botchy.
But that match was crispy.
It was. But that concerned me because I was like, oh shit. So not only is she prone to botches, but she's also super emotional right now.
That's
this is
dangerous.
not a good.
I see what you mean.
You know, this is
dangerous.
a bad recipe right now. Like,
but
she
delivered.
She did. Absolutely.
And she looked better than she's ever looked.
Absolutely.
And this was the time for her to look better than she ever looked.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, regardless of what I give the match, I mean, her performance and her growth, like she's a 5. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. No,
you know?
this was probably the best we've seen of Zelina Vega as far as a performer, as far as a storyteller, like just across the board.
And and you pointed out, Eddie, that this is the beginning of her having a baby face run.
Yeah,
and she hasn't ever been a face.
No,
so
no.
This is the way to start. I mean, she got a fucking standing ovation. After she lost, and that's like best case scenario.
That's like real baby face shit. Yeah,
that's exactly what she needed.
Exactly.
And also I got to shout out fucking Rhea Ripley's gauge falling out after she power bombs Zelina.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That shit was kind of funny. It was like she power bombed and that shit just rolled. Rolled to the side. It's like, she did that with force.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
So for me, this match is a 4. It had been a 3.5, 3.75, but that added layer of emotion, I think, bumped it up a notch for me. The match was fun. I mean, you had Zelina Vega come out with the chancla.
Yeah,
that
was so great.
That shit was dope.
She fucking. I wish they would have done a little more with it.
Yeah.
Like I wish they would have done a little more with it. Than just have Zelina throw it at Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
but I mean, but the fact that it came out anyway in an area where they all know what that means. You know what I mean? Like it was funny. It was refreshing. It was super fun. I mean, the Zelina 619 Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
That was super cool. Just a nice homage to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a solid match, so it's a 4 for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like we're just agreeing on all the fucking numbers, but it's like it's accurate. Yeah, that's exactly the analysis that after the analysis, that's what I would. Right, it all makes sense. So
yeah,
yep. All right,
moving on.
So moving on, we got the next set of Puerto Rican-born wrestling. Baboni versus Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight. Which is just a street fight.
Yeah.
I mean, this match, I think this was match of the night for me.
Absolutely. I mean, 100%.
Like, there was so much. I mean, we'll get into it, but there was so much to it that just.
Yeah. They made it a spectacle. And
they did.
And going back to promotion. Again, Bad Bunny, biggest fucking streaming artist in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, numbers, go look it up.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking, it's crazy. And
I mean, they did a seamless connection between wrestling and entertainment.
Yeah.
And future, present, past.
All that, everything.
Like,
they didn't miss anything.
No, it was great.
And, they couldn't lose, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the only way they could have lost is if Bad Bunny lost the match.
Right.
That would have been stupid. But of course, that didn't happen.
Right.
And him having the world's ear already, going to WWE, where he's already proven that he can do the work.
Right.
And just building it up like that in his backyard with another person that's from his backyard.
Right.
Yeah. It's just all of this, that's marketing genius, bro.
Yeah, and I really don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Bad Bunny to, like we had talked about while we were watching it, to become an actual full-on part-timer.
Right, right. He puts in the work.
He does.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's even bulking up a bit, too.
He's committed. I could tell, like, you could tell that he's committed to it.
He really is.
I mean, the Michinoku driver.
Yeah. Like, that was like his first big move in the match. And it's like, who the fuck just starts off like that?
Who taught you that?
Yeah.
Where did you learn that?
By the way, I think it's fire that move is still called the Michinoku driver.
Yeah.
After all these years. Like, because that's lit. And if you're a wrestling fan for real, from back in the day, like, you know what that's about.
Yep. I mean, he also did a Falcon Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's not forget, like, all the bumps he took. Like,
he really got his ass kicked. He took, for real.
He took an in the crowd stage bump. Like,
into the equipment. That broken arrow into the equipment. I mean,
like, what?
Yep. They was standing on the equipment through the table. Like, that was dirty.
It was nuts.
Like, I full on expected them to reverse it and have Damian take the bump.
Right.
Like,
me too.
That's what I
100% what I thought was
the fact that he's willing to put his body on the line like that, like, you a fucking multi-plat. You don't have to do shit, but sit at home and collect your royalties.
Right.
I mean,
you're willing to get out there and do that.
If worse came to worse, I mean, he could just be in a recording studio in a wheelchair. Like,
If that's what it comes to, yeah. And I mean, even Damian Priest being in the spot that he was in.
You mean Lorenzo Lamas?
The renegade.
Turned into a renegade like
But even him, just like, because really, who is like checking for Damian Priest? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time you were like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this Damian Priest match?
Yeah, no, I've never. I mean, I'm not like anti Damian Priest.
Not at all.
I've never been one to really much give a fuck.
Right.
Like, I never understood the Archer thing. I don't know. Like, that to me, that has no connection to Damian Priest other than that he would pretend to fire a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
When he came out.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like,
there's never been anything he's done that I'm like, oh yeah. I'm anticipating his next contest or something like that. So Damian Priest being in the spot that he was in, probably the biggest profile for him.
Yeah.
Thus far, you know. I mean, he's clearly the weak link in Judgment Day.
Yep.
You know, probably the least cared about. And for him to have this spot, and I'm sure they all knew this coming into it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they played it this way.
Right.
For him to, they set it up for him to have a bigger profile after this. Yep. And of course, he came through with the bad bitch hair.
Yep. Yeah.
As always. Done by TT.
Done by TT because he was in his homeland.
Yeah,
so you know he went to go visit the family.
Gotta go see the auntie, man.
Gets a free touch up.
Now let's talk about them cameos.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So this was the highlight of the night for me. Not only did we get, of course, the Judgment Day coming to help, and we got Rey Mysterio coming out to help, and you know the numbers game was still a little overwhelming. And then we hear something we haven't heard in such a long time.
Decades.
Smooth ass music, boy.
We start to hear Carlito Caribbean cool. I mean,
Lit.
the
spit in the face
of people who don't want to be cool.
Like, goddamn, dude. Because I mean, I've told Eddie this over the years, like just how much I want Carlito to come back.
Right. And I mean, he came out at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago, and we were like, maybe Carlito returned.
One-off. Yeah, it was just a one-off, though.
Yeah.
But
Still in fantastic shape.
Oh, yeah. I mean, better shape than ever, it looks like.
And yeah, it really does. It looks like he's in better shape now than he was 10 years ago, the last time we seen him in the WWE.
Yeah, and I assume this is also a one-off. I mean, they're in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico, it's easy. He probably they probably called him yesterday and was like, "Hey, man, you know what you think about making a cameo in this match?" He's like, "Well, shit,
bro, I'm down the street.
You know,
like
that would be cool."
That would be cool.
And I mean, we saw the signature backstabber.
Yeah.
You know,
Apple.
we saw the apple spit.
Had to do that.
I mean, it was a really fun and very unexpected spot. I wouldn't have been able to call that in a million years.
They big shock, big surprise. I didn't expect, and he got stupid pop when he came out.
Yeah, he got
stupid
a big pop
when he came out.
Yeah,
it was great. That's cool as hell.
You know, the Judgment Day starts retreating, and then Sabio Vega comes out.
Sabio Vega came with the moves, man.
Bro, and
he still got it.
Yeah, he still got it.
He still do.
And then the rest of the LWO came out, which I'm loving their new music. Viva la raza! And they have their own music to it.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking rad.
I like how they being represented now.
Yeah.
And you pointed out, we talked about it before, how before they were pretty much just kind of squashing them.
Yeah,
like, they were just throwaways.
Yeah, it was just like they're putting them together as a faction, but they just get one up by everybody.
Yeah.
And this is and they doing it at the perfect time, in the perfect place. Yeah. Like it's just the marketing here. I keep saying it, but it was super.
And then with Selena
smart.
being pushed the way that she was, and really being highlighted as this baby face, just lends to that even more, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%, man.
So this match for me got a 5 just out of the sheer cameo and last minute appearances.
Everything.
They did everything.
Just that whole match, I mean, was spectacular from beginning to end, and honestly, I could not have asked for a better match.
Just to see just Bad Bunny alone getting in there and taking them bumps,
right,
and taking them hit, just that alone, would make me give the match a 4 at least.
Yeah,
but just because of everything else that they included, I might have to agree with you. I might have to give it, because it was such a big spectacle and so entertaining the whole time that is like, yes, I was legit the whole match.
Right.
Like, this is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like everything about that match was such a love letter to, you know, the Hispanic history
Oh,
of
yeah.
wrestling
Everything.
in
yeah.
WWE
Yeah.
to Puerto Rico to the fans. Like it. I mean, it was so.
It was beautiful.
But it wasn't like pandering. It
Yeah,
was
no, it wasn't.
so-
It was organic.
It was
seemed.
so perfectly done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a very like important, like without it,
Yeah.
like without the fanfare, it was super important
Absolutely, man.
for not just the WWE in Puerto Rico as a whole, but just to the like Latin community and
Absolutely,
how
man.
the wrestling community embraces the Latin culture.
And the Latin culture has done incredible things for American culture in wrestling.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you got to give it up for that. And I feel like this was the perfect way for them to pay homage to that. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't have did it any better, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And because of that, the match gets a 5.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. So Bad Bunny wins, right, with the Destroyer, and yeah, fucking cool. Our next match is the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. My expectation was that Kevin Owens, Sami, and Riddle were going to win.
Same.
I actually picked the Usos and Solo's Cole to win.
Yeah, so you were right, Mercen.
Yeah.
This match was cool, I think, because of the story. Like, I find myself more invested in the like secondary Bloodline storyline than I do the Roman Reigns Bloodline storyline.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, especially just this is why I thought that Zayn, Owens, and Riddle were gonna win. Was we've come to the point where the Usos lost their titles. We've got this dissension going on in the Bloodline. We've got, this looming breakup, this, infighting and whatnot. And so I thought that they were going to have them lose again to further that.
Right.
But what they did instead was, yes, they had the Usos win, but during the match was where there was a lot of the infighting going on. Errant kicks from one Uso to another.
Which we haven't seen.
They've never done anything
never done that
with the Usos.
And that's gonna have to be addressed too.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna talk about that. Yeah. I mean, amongst other things that happened too in that match. And me and Eddie spoke about this earlier this week. I felt like the Usos and Solo would win because of the fact that there weren't this wasn't about titles.
Yeah, there's no stakes.
It wasn't about anything like that. And I feel like even with the rivalry that's been going on, I felt like because there weren't any real stakes in it, that it's a chance to still let the Usos and Solo, win something and still look strong.
Well, yeah,
even with the conflict that was going on between them,
the inner turmoil, and but that is good that they're still having it. Wins go back and forth because that's where I really, really start to get bored, and that's why I've been so bored with the Bloodline.
Right,
exactly.
Like, they won again.
Right.
And again.
Right.
And again.
And they win the same fucking way every time.
Every fucking time.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to continue having that back and forth because that's how you keep people interested in a fucking it's not a feud if the same person wins all the time.
Exactly.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense if there's no back and forth.
Yeah, but the infighting, the jealousy, the insecurity, the oh shit, Solo's now the golden boy.
Right. It adds elements.
Yeah.
And so like it's all of this stuff is like actually at a boiling point.
Right.
And you can actually see that playing out instead of going, God, will they ever end this?
Right.
So it was a much better match than I was anticipating.
Yeah. It was a slow burn. It started off pretty slow.
It really did.
They had to get into it. I feel like once Riddle got the hot tag, I feel like that's when shit picked up.
I mean, and that what a sequence.
Yeah, he came in and started doing some shit, and he started wrecking shop. And it was all like back to back.
Everyone was on cue. Everyone was perfectly positioned.
Yep.
Like it was
the timing,
the smoothest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's really as smooth as I've seen him move. Like, just like it's fluent, and it's like, and that's good to see that, knowing that he was gone for a while.
Right.
And it's good that he's coming back and looking like that.
Well, and it's one thing to have smoothness, good connection, and good flow between two people.
Right.
Where here you've got Riddle. And what was it? It was three other. It was all. It was all both the Usos and Solo.
Yep.
And it was just, the most controlled chaos. Like
Absolutely.
It was
really was.
Great. He did
so
a great
good.
job.
Like it was really impressive.
He did a great job.
Definitely.
But yeah, fucking Jay and Solo tagging each other all aggressive and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That was good. I'm like, man, they might actually come get to it.
I am really sad. I so wanted Solo to tag in again and use a Samoan spike to tag himself.
Oh, that would be fucking
I thought that would have been amazing.
That would have been. They can't do that yet though.
I know,
they gotta wait. They gotta wait for a little bit. They build it up all this time.
I hope they do that though. I hope
really
that's
do.
an exclamation
I feel like
point
it's
that
coming.
they use.
I feel like it's inevitable at this point. It's got to be something significant to happen with.
Like the actual tipping point.
Something's got to go down. It's inevitable. It has to. The foundation is cracked. It's been cracked for a minute.
Yep.
It's only getting worse.
And I definitely wouldn't mind Roman and Solo just continuing on by themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Everything else just left.
Yeah.
And everyone else gets to move on.
I would be cool with that.
I really want a Uso face turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
I really enjoyed the Usos as like the face anti-hero type.
Yeah.
Nah, that was dope. Like I feel like that was some of their best shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree.
Well, this match got a 4 for me. It was just the right amount of action. The story was told phenomenally.
Yeah.
In this, no pun intended, but in this match, it was told phenomenally, and
yeah, man,
I feel like that's what jumped it up for me. Right. So
yeah, I agree.
I give it a 4.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, and it's funny too because we talked about what a slow start it was, and by the middle of the match, I had completely forgotten about that.
Agreed.
100%.
So they more than made up for it and really ramped it up very nice, and not in a jarring way either. It was really well done.
No, it was good. It was time. As soon as, like I said earlier, as soon as Riddle came in, it picked up, and from there everything the intensity increased, and it just made everything better. And that, I think, turned the match into a 4.
Yeah, for sure.
So here we are agreeing on every fucking.
we are.
No, but it all makes sense though.
I'm gonna say a 4.15.
4.23 in this bitch.
So from here we go on to the main event of the night: the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the Beast Incarnate. Whoa! Brock.
That probably sounded terrible.
Lesnar.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm just kidding.
Fuck it.
Not much to talk about this match.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, honestly.
Like, I started setting up the podcast equipment when this match started, and by the time the match was done, I had barely finished setting up.
I mean, I was more invested in it than I've been in a Brock Lesnar match for a very long time.
I mean, cool.
I was kind of disappointed. It was underwhelming.
I mean,
in my opinion,
for me, it was. I mean, it's almost Brock Lesnar, and I said this as a positive earlier when we were talking during the event, but Brock Lesnar is more than willing to blade.
Just bleed himself.
To you know,
make it happen.
To make it look, you know, to try and inject some interest in the match because there's not much else of interest in the match. But like it's almost it's I don't know, it's almost becoming a meme. He does it so much.
Yeah, lately. He does it so often.
But I mean, it did help. I'm not gonna lie.
It did. It made it a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, the match went the only way the match could have gone.
Yeah, I mean, Cody attacked him before the match started, which, I mean, that's a great strategy if you going up against somebody like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That's probably you want to get the upper hand as soon as you can.
Yeah, I mean, I felt a little weird about it, though, because that's usually reserved for heels.
Right. But I think I wasn't mad at it because of the fact of, you know, Brock attacking Cody, and there's been no explanation for it. He's just been walking around stewing like.
And of course,
man, I just want to get my hands on this bitch ass motherfucker for attacking me out of nowhere.
Right.
When he was playing with me, trying to act like he was, you know, cool with me.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, him attacking Brock before the match started made sense.
Yeah.
Right. Because for me, like, my expectation was that Brock was going to win.
Yeah, and I my prediction was that I was going to say Seth. That is not Seth. Yeah, no, my prediction was that Cody would win.
Yeah, I picked Cody to win.
Like, because I mean, I don't necessarily think that it would have hurt him to lose, but at the same time, they're, you know, really pushing him to be the person who takes the title. And you don't want, I mean, not that he was going to look weak, but I mean, you want him to be on a hot streak.
Yeah, and that was the same point that I made to Eddie earlier this week when we were talking. I just felt like if Cody lost, it wouldn't make sense for him to lose to Roman at WrestleMania, and you know that story just not finished being told, and then backdoor that with a loss to Brock Lesnar. Right. It's just like so if you do that, then what? Right. It's kind of like you kind of cheapening everything you built up, and I understood in hindsight why he didn't win at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, I get it. It would have been a little bit too Cinderella story for him to be injured, come back at the Rumble, win the Rumble, and then win at Wrestle. It's just like that's too fucking like the stars align. You know, it's like there's got to be. Well, there's got to be a roadblock somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, they made it so that it wasn't a clean win by Roman.
Right.
So
yeah,
you know, again, like it's not like it doesn't make sense for him to have lost to Roman and then beat Lesnar because I mean, really, Roman didn't beat him.
Yeah.
Without help.
Right. So. Exactly. So, but I mean, the match itself. I mean, it was pretty. Yeah, it wasn't nothing really special.
No, not really. No.
Well, yeah. Let alone how do you stack up with the matches that came before these two final matches?
Right.
You know,
Like, even then, though, the match seemed super rushed.
It did,
but like
it did. Even the ending.
It's even worse when you just have come off these couple of amazing matches back to back.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Like thinking back on it right now. Like I don't know. Like part of me felt like that was a little too rushed of an ending.
Yeah, the finish was definitely rushed.
Something must have.
The ending was really.
I wonder if. I mean, I don't know because
like maybe Brock was bleeding out too much.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I feel like maybe they was trying to get that situation taken care of as soon as they could.
Yeah,
and because I just felt like he had Cody locked in the Kimura, and he just like shifted his weight forward and put Brock's shoulders down for the pin, like it seemed like that came out of nowhere.
It was very uneventful.
As much as it was supposed to be like Cody's revenge, like type thing.
Yeah,
it should have. To me, it should have been more decisive. As like he should have beat Brock down. Like like
it wasn't even like a roll up for the win. It was like tilt win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which could also mean that Cody might have been injured too.
Yeah.
I guess that's true too.
Who knows?
Well, who knows?
We'll find out as the week progresses.
Yeah.
This match gets a 3 from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Nothing special.
It did what it needed to do.
But fucking Bad Bunny and Damian Priest should have been the main event.
That shit was match of the night for me.
Absolutely. That should have been. They should have put that one on last.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is the first time in the history of Nerd Corp Wrestling that we've all agreed on numbers.
Look at us all synced up and shit.
Even in the episodes before when we were doing podcast numbers, like I think this is the first time we've done a wrestling episode where across the board, we agreed on numbers.
Yeah.
What do you guys give the premium live event as a whole?
Overall, man.
I mean, I would say a 4 overall.
I disagree. No, I'm just kidding.
Just because there was so much good shit, and the things that they did well, they did really well.
Okay,
I can agree with that.
That's fair.
The matches weren't bad.
No,
none of the matches were bad. Some were forgettable, others were amazing, but none of the matches were bad. They were all where they needed to be.
And none of them went for 1,000 years long.
Which is
right.
Which, hats off to Triple H, because that's definitely a Triple H decision.
Yep.
Yeah.
This did not stink of Vince McMahon, which is amazing.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Never wanted to stink of Vince McMahon.
I agree. I give it a 4.
Fucking 4, fine. Yeah. Across the goddamn board. Keep it going, buddy.
Keep it going. All right. Well, that concludes our wrestling episode. Tell us what you think. Comment. This is a YouTube exclusive episode, so we want to get as much interaction from you guys as possible. But thank you. And as always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook, The Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerd Corp Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just search The Nerd Corporation and look out for a green Nerd Corp logo. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Nerd Corp Podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. We'd love to thank our Nerd Corporate backers, Glenn the Simp, Fillmore McLaurin, and Jake Hurst, and our Nerd Financial investors, Kim Nichols and Dallin Gilbert. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dallin. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Fillmore. Bort. If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/Nerd Corp Podcast. We want to have the best loot, give you the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So, from all of us here at the Nerd Corporation, we thank you. We love you. And keep it nerdy, y'all.
And remember, them big booty bitches be delicious.
Bye, Bonnie.
Bye, Bonnie.